So as here it is written. So today we are going to know that what is Python. So as it is written here, that Python is a high-level general-purpose programming language designed by Guido van Rossum in 1991. So this is the only thing that we have to understand till now, that Python is high-level general-purpose programming language. What this high-level word means? So you can say that high-level means it is easy to read. Okay, easy to read, easy to write, means whatever the thing, whatever the language, as the human being know, this is the high level language. So Python also use the high level language. And one more thing, in the second point here it is written that Python is an interpreted language. So and then what is our interpreted language? So interpreted means you can say that the language which is you can say debug, or you can say test line by line. Okay, like here it is written that it runs code line by line. So the same thing, interpreted language means Python is an interpreted language. It means Python interpret their code line by line. Okay, runs their code line by line. So, and it is very powerful language. Okay, so you can say that where we can use our Python language in which sectors, like here it is written that web development, data science, AI and automations, many more things we can include here, like machine learning, game development, app development. So these are the things where we can use our Python. So now next we have to move forward, that we are going to know that why Python is so popular. So why Python is popular? Because the first thing, here it is written that it is beginner. So it is a beginner friendly. So Python is simple. English like syntax is much easier to learn than C++ or Java. You can write your first program in minutes. Yeah, where it is written, right, that you can write your code in very few minutes, not in minutes, in just seconds. So Python is very beginner friendly because of its easy syntax, less code compared to other languages. Yeah, huge community support. Yeah, one more thing, that many of the community use Python as their means you can say primary languages. Large number of libraries. Yeah, Python also having the large number of libraries. Whatever the thing like we are using in the further lecture, that we are going to know, and you can say that it is very easy to understand. So now we have to move that how Python works. Like here it is written that here is, I think, one more thing here it is given, that a real world application of the Pythons. Like here it is written that web development and automations. Like we can know very well that Django and Flask power major platforms like Instagram and YouTube. Python scripts also automate a repetitive task, saving time and reducing error in everyday workflow. Yeah, like it is not too much complex like C++ and Java. It is very easy to understand and beginner friendly. So people use Python as their first language to start their coding journey. Here it is also written about that the data science, AI, and support software development. Python drives machine learning models behind ChatGPT and Netflix recommendation. Whatever the recommendation we are getting on Netflix, and you can say the other platforms like Instagram and all, they use this Python language. Let's see. Okay, so here here is the comparison between the C++ and the Python. Like here it is written include hash include int main. So these are the thing which is used in the C++ in 5 lines. Just we have to print a single line. Just when we have to print a single line. But in Python, we can do this thing in single line only. Like here it is written in Python, we just complete our code in just single line, that print, that here it is the parenthesis, and then we are putting the semicolon and hello world, and then just we have to run our code, and we are going to get a simple hello world in just single line without making too much complex. So let's start our first code. So let's do our first code, like how we are going to print hello world in Python. So let us write our first Python program. So before writing our first Python program, we have to do something, like first we have to press left on our desktop and new option and create a new folder. write the name of the folder, like I am writing Python class, and then now next thing we have to do that we have to open VS Code. Don't worry, for the installation of the VS Code I am going to tell you in the further lecture. So first I'm just telling you that how to print your first code. Uh, hmm. Here we are going to do what? First thing we have to do, we have to select file option, and we have to click open this folder option, open folder, and we have to choose our folder whatever we have created on that time. So I'm going to choose Python class, select folder. So as you can see here that here we have our folder, that Python class. One more thing we have to do here, that you have to create a new file, because we have to keep our all the things in the organized way. So I'm writing this file name as class first class. And one more thing, never ever forget that you have to put the extensions after each and every file name, because how our PC is going to know that which type of file is this. So as we are putting .py for Python, and the same thing we are going to do with the other programming languages, they also having their extensions. So press enter. So as you can see that here we are going to get a workspace. Here we are going to do our first programming. So let's start our programming one. So I'm going to print first means people used to print hello world. So I'm also going to do the same thing. Like first you have to write print braces and then semicolon hello space world, and just run Python file. So after clicking on this, you can see that what we are going to get, hello world. Again, the same thing we can do with our name. Like my name is Aman Kumar Aditya. So I'm also going to write my name, Aman Kumar Aditya, and print. You can see here that hello world, Aman Kumar Aditya. You can also print numbers also, like print 1. You can see here it is written, hello world, Aman Kumar Aditya 1. And like I want to write my city name, like I am from Bihar. So I am written that Bihar. So after clicking on this run button, we are going to get the few things like hello world, Aman Kumar Aditya, Bihar, and 1. So whatever we want to print in our Python, we can. It is very easy and simple. So now let's move forward that how to install the VS Code. So hello everyone, welcome back to our second lecture, like how we are going to install the Visual Studio Code in our system. So firstly, we have to open our Google Chrome, and on that Chrome we have to write python.org and enter. And just you are going to get a screen, like here you can say here it is written Python. About one more thing, keep one thing in your mind, that you are downloading the Python from their original website. Just now next thing what we have to do, that you have to select this download option, and just you have to click download Python install manager. I'm not going to install because I have installed this one earlier, so I'm not going to install this one. So after the completion of your download, you are going to get the package here, the manager one. Let's say just open this one. I'm going to open this one. Install Python. Our installing is happening. So I have installed, like if you want to, what is here? Yeah, means I have installed the Python earlier, so I am not going to install this one. I'll just close this one, and now we have to download the VS Code. So what we have to do, just write VS Code. So as you can see here that you are going to get so many things. Just click on this one, VS Code, and Here you can see the three options. If you are a Linux user, you can also download your VS Code. And if you are a Windows user, either it is 10 or 11, you can download it from here. Just click on Windows 10, 11, and like here again, you can see that VS Code is downloading. So after the completion of your download, just what we have to do, you have to set up your VS Code, and that is very easy. Okay. So after the completion of your VS Code installation, what you have to do, you have to open your command prompt, and you have to write Python version and press enter. Like here you can see that we have installed the right version of the Python 3.1, 3.7. So just you also have to check that you have installed the right version or not. If you haven't installed the right version, your Python, you can say whatever the process is not going to be happen in your further lectures. So just keep all these things in your mind. And now let's start our simple coding journey in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Hello everyone. Let's start our next lecture, which is today we are going to know about that what is variables in Python. So let's start. So as we know very well that what is variables in mathematics, that we are using the alphabets as our variables in mathematics, but what is variables in programming? So today we are going to know that what is variables in the programming. So let me take a white screen. Wait, just a second. Let's take a black screen and a pen. So as we know very well that in our house we are having a jar, means so many jars in which we used to store sugar, and you can say dal, like you can say that dal and all. So these are the things, the same thing is going to be worked for our variables. Like as you can see here, it is written in the example that name Rahul. So what this one wants to tell us means what is this that here it is written name is equals to, again there is a post office and then Rahul. So what is what this wants to convey us? So now let's check it out. Again, we're going to take a screen, black one, and like here it is written that there is a box in which Rahul is stored. Rahul, okay, and name of this box is name, okay, name of the box is name. In this box, what is stored in the box? In the box which name which its name is stored Rahul. So the variable is also going to work like the same. Like if we are going to create a box and its name is age, age, age. Okay, and here we are going to store 18. So our variable is going to be work like this only. Like whatever we want to store, we have to create a variable and then we have to store. Like in this example, we are storing name and we are storing Rahul in name box. We are storing the Rahul in name variable. So what here it is written that variables hold values that can change during programming execution. Yeah, variable, whatever the variable is storing our values that can be stored, okay, during the program execution, making your program dynamic and flexible. That if we want to change something in our variables, we can do very easily during our programming execution. Now let's move forward. So what is variable basics in Python? So first means few things we have to keep in our mind about the must start with a letter or underscore. Like we have to know about the certain rule of the variables. Like we have installed the VS Code. let me open the VS Code, and then I can tell you that how we have to do. Okay, so just to create a new file, second, not the second, second class dot py. So I am going to create a new one. Just click this one and start. Like what I want to convey you that if we want to store something, like we are starting variables, so just write name is equals to the same thing we are going to do, semicolon, no, not the semicolon, that post office Rahul, Rahul, and print name, name. Just click on this. So what we are going to get? We are printing name, and in that name variable that store Rahul. So we are going to get Rahul. The same thing we are going to do with age one. We are creating a variable with the name of age, and we are putting 90 and print braces age and just run. So what we are going to get? Name Rahul, age 19. So we are going to know much more things. We are going to know so many things about the variables, like how we are going to write the variables, what are the things we have to do if we want to write the variables. There are some rules that how you are going to write the variables. So that check it out that how we have to write the variables, and like here it is written that naming rules must start with a letter or underscore. Like if we want to write the variable name, we have to keep a few things in our mind that it should be start by using a letter or underscore. What I want to convey you is check. See here. I want to tell that if we want to write a name, or you can say if we want to create our variable, we have to keep few things in our mind that if we have to start the variable name using our letter. So if we want to start, if we want to write a new variable, so I am going to create a mood. Like mood is a new variable. It's it is happy, and then print mode. So when we are going to print, we are going to get Rahul 19 happy. So whatever the thing here is mood, age, name, this is our variable. And in the three cases, we are going to notice one thing that it is started with the letters, not by the numbers and all. So one thing here we are going to know that we are not going to start our variable by using the numbers. So and the next thing it is written that we can also use underscore. Like if I want to name a variable by using the underscore, I am writing uh, girl name equals to, and I am here going to write Runiti. So and then print underscore girl name, and then print. So what? So here we can see that Rahul 19 happy and Sunidhi. So we can also use underscore for our what? For our variables. So the same thing it is written in our PPT that we can use letters as well as underscores to start our variable name. So can contain letters, digit, and underscore. It can also contain the letter, digits, and underscore. Like it is not in. We have to keep one thing in our mind that whatever the digits we are going to put, it is not in the initials. Okay, just a second. If we are going to keep the name like this, view like five name and this and writing the name of that Kurvi and print print 5 name. Now we are going to printing. So here we are going to get a syntax error because we are not going to start the name of the variable by using the numbers. So we have to keep this thing in our mind. But we can use one that I'm also giving the example that we can use the numbers after the letters, or you can say underscore. Like I am putting 9. Name is equal name 9, and I'm going to give the name Yuv Raj, and then print name 9. Just run the code. I'm going to run the code. Okay, just a second. If you want to comment, just you have to select that part and press control and then the forward slash. You are going to comment it down. So you can easily comment your variables, and you can say whatever you want to comment, you can do with this control and forward slash. So now we have to run the code. Let's see what is it is written that Yuvraj. Yeah. So we can use numbers after, means you can say before the, means after the letters. So what you have to do that what we are going to learn from this PPT and all that from this uh, syntax error, that if we want to start the variable name, we have to start with the help of letter or underscore. We cannot use the numbers as their initials if we want to write the variable name. So we are not going to use numbers for you can say from in the starting of the variables. Yeah, we can use the numbers after the variable, after the letters. Okay. So as I have given the example that how we are going to get the error if we are going to put the number in the initials like a Urvi and all. So here this is the syntax error if we are going to put number as their initials. So we have, if we want to write the variables, we have to start with the letters. Second one, we have to start, we can also start with the underscores, and about the numbers, we can use the numbers the only after the using of the letters. So you can say underscore, like I am telling the underscore one. Let's take example 7 mood. Okay, just write happy again, print, sorry, and wait, yeah, just run. So you can see here that we are also getting happy by using underscore. So we can use numbers only after by using the letters and underscores. Then we are able to use the numbers in our variables. So now so here it is also written about the, it is a case sensitive, name and name are different. Yeah, one more thing I want to convey you that if I am going to write name, wait, wait, okay, like I am going to write a name Aman, and again a name which is going to be start from a capital N, Rahul. So if I'm going to print name, so uh, by you understanding what we are going to get, just tell me. Means you can also comment your answers in the comment section. By just tell me that what you are going to get if I'm going to print this name in which N is starting with small letter. So let's see. So we are going to get Aman because, and what happened if I'm going to print by using name, means by using the word variable name which is starting with a letter capital N. Let's check it out. We are going to get Rahul. Why this one is happening in Python? Capital like name and capital N and small n. You can say they both are different. They both are the different variables. So always keep this thing in your mind that In Python is our case sensitive. So case sensitive means there is a huge difference if we are going to use the small letters and capital letters. They both are going to work as a different variables. Okay. And what here it is written that cannot use Python reserved keywords. Yeah. We are also going to know so many things about the keywords and all in our further lectures. I'm just telling you the basic examples that what you are not going to use as variables like a class, strings, integers, floats, booleans. We are not going to use all these things as our Python keyword. Okay, as our as our variables. Okay, so next thing we have to move forward. Like here it is written about the common data types, in which the common data types are strings. I am going to tell you that what is strings. Next one is the integers, floats, and booleans. So I am telling you. So we are going to know few more things in our variables in Python. Like here it is written that example of variables in Python. Here it is written age is equals to 25, height is equals to 5.8. These variables stores numeric value, and integer and a float numbers are used for calculation and comparison in Python. Don't worry and don't get panicked that what is this integer and float. I am telling you. Just a second. Let me open my workspace in VS Code. Now, I am telling that what here it is written like they are written and they have written that age is equals to 25 and height is equals to 5.8. So they both are means they both are not the same. Like this one is the whole number, this one is the decimal one. So why we are telling this one as an integer and this one as a float? So we are going to know that we are going to know so many things in our Python about the data types and all that as I have discussed previously about the strings, booleans, floats, integers. So here our 25 is integer and the decimal numbers in which we are going to study further more about in our further lectures. It is our float. Like I am telling that how it is a float. If I am going to print the type of age. Let's see what we are going to get. We are going to get class is equals to int. So as I have told you that this is integer, and the same thing I am going to do with the second one, that is about the height. Let's change the, yeah. So like as you can see here that we are also getting float. So whatever the decimal things we are going to get here in the Python, that is considered it and means we are going to consider that particular thing as a float, and whatever the thing we are going to get the whole number, we are going to consider it is as our integer. Okay, so let's move forward. But there is a few more examples in our PPT is about that is underscore student is equals to true. So this is the Boolean variable, Boolean store, only true and true or false, and are commonly used in conditional logic. So what it is telling. So as we are going to move forward in the further lectures, we are going to know about the logics and conditions like if else loops and all. So on that time we are going to use the we are going to see the proper use of boolean. But here I am just telling you that what it is telling, like is student is equals to true, print is true, print. So we are going to get true. So if we are going to talk about the conditions, if we are going to talk about the data type boolean, so it is only about the true and false. We are going to use the boolean only when we are giving, or you can say using the condition and logics. On that time we are going to do the proper use of booleans, and boolean is only of two types, that is true, which is in which true we are using the capital T, and the other one is our false. In the same thing, the same condition is also going to applicable for the false, where we have to use the capital F. So now let's see what we have to do in the next one. Like here it is written. So we are using here double quotes. You can also use single quotes, but we are using double quotes for our convenience. So what it is telling that city is equals to New York. This is a string variable. Strings store text are written inside quotes. Variables can hold any data type in Python. Variables means variables are very easily stores. Yeah, you can say hold any type of data. Means any type of data in Python. So let's check that why it is string. We say how it is a string. We have to also check that. If I am going to write, we can also write. We can also use the comment by using this hash on. If you want to comment, just select yes hash. You can see it's a single line comment. For the multi-line comment, you can use the control and then control and forward slash. So what here it is written that it is about the city is equals to double quotes New York and print city. One more thing I want to show you that print type city. Like why I am telling that this one is string. So as you can see here that by printing city, we are going to get New York, and by printing the type of city, we are going to get string. So this is the reason if whatever we are going to write in quotes, that is work as you can say that that is going to show the uh, you can say the features of a string. Like if I'm going to print the number, but that is I'm going to print the number means I'm going to ask you that tell me that which type of in which category that number is going to be belong. You are going to tell that this number is going to be belong in integer type, but I'll show you that how I am going to print the number as an as a string. So let's check it out. The number is equals to 7. Now print type number and run. So here you can see very easily that I have written an integer but in a quotes, and by the using of the quotes we can change the integer as in string. You can also see here that here it is written class string. It is only about the number that I have stored, that is 7. Okay, inside the quotes. So by using the quotes we can convert integer or anything else, like if I want to convert the uh, boolean into our string, just do the same thing. We are going to store our true in by using our we are going to store the true in bool, the variable name bool, that true is inside the quotes. Now I'm going to print the type of the bool. We know very well that we use true as booleans, but let's check it out the type, that how I'm going to print the bool as a string. And then again you are going to check it out, that means you are going to see here that the type of whatever the thing we are going to get as a boolean, now we are going to get it as our string only because of the quotes. So by using the quotes we can change the thing in strings. So now now let's move forward. What we have to study next, like here is the summary and the next steps about what we are going to know after studying all these things about the variables and all, that the variable stores data, in your program and hold different data types. Okay, by the using of the variables, we are going to store the different types of data like strings, floats, integers, booleans, and so many things we are going to discuss in our further classes. Always follow the Python naming rules. Whatever the rules we have discussed about the variables, like we can start. Yeah, you can say we can use if you want to write the variable name, we have to use the letters, or you can say underscores. We are not going to use the underscore before the letters and all. If you want to use the numbers, we have to use the underscore or name before the numbers, and then we are able to we give it as a tag of a variable. So that is a genuine variable. And if we are going to use the numbers in their initials, that is going to give us our syntax error. Okay. So, and one more thing, that never use reserved keywords. Like the keywords we are going to know about in the further lectures. I am going to tell you that what are the reserved keywords that we don't have to use as our variables. Okay. So, what are the next steps that learn about data inputs and output? We are going to discuss in our next lecture about the data input and output and the basic operation in the Python. And just to practice that variables, create your own variables and explore about the whole thing about the variables. And thank you so much for watching my video. Stay tuned for the next lecture. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our new video. In this lecture, we are going to know about the Python data types. So let's start our new video. So in this one, we are going to discuss about the Python data types. Like what are the data types? Why we are using data types in Python? So as I have told you, and I have also discussed with you in the previous lecture, that what are the main data types, which is about our integers, floats, which is our whole number, that I have shown you that how a whole number is integer and a decimal number is our float. The same thing we are going to know about the string, that how I am going to how I am using that quotes on that time, and the numbers are also you can say classified in the type of our string. So and the next thing is about the bool, that which is also considered as a boolean, which is of on mainly of two types, which is true or false. Okay, so now let's move forward. So what here it is written, firstly we are going to discuss about the integer data type. Like here we are getting here there are a few examples, like a is equals to 10, print a, and print type of a. So that tell me that what we are going to get. So first we have to open our VS Code. Now I'm telling you that what we have to do: create a new file, naming this as name this as data types dot py, and enter. So what we are going to study, like here it is written, a is equals to 8, and print a, and print type a, and just click on this run button. And now we are going to see here that here it is written 8, and class means our data type is integer. So here is the example, that means whatever the example it is telling about the integer. So by using these things, by using type and all, we are consider this one a is equals to 10. It is as our integer. So now we have to move forward. Now we are going to know about the float data type. Just think that what is a float data type? I have also told you that decimal values, whatever the decimal values we are using, is considered as our float data type. So now we are going to know that why we are going to tell this one as a float data type. Like here it is written b is equals to 10.5, and in the second line we are also doing some calculation, that b plus 0.5, what we are going to get. So let's do it. Uh, First, do one thing for your convenience. Just use wait right here. What Right, comment and print T. Yes, okay. Now the same thing we are going to do for our next data type, which is our float. Like it is written that 10.5. I'll show you that why this one is float, and if someone is going to ask you that, just tell me that how you are considering this one is a float. Is there any proof and all? Just do one thing, that print type and b. By writing this thing, you are going to get the type of the data. So we are going to get the data type which is float, because we are using the decimal numbers. So we can also do some few calculations, like in our PPT. Like in our PPT, here it is written b is equals to b plus 0.5. Let's do it. This one, b is equals to b plus 0.5 and print b. So just tell me that what we are going to get. Okay, comment the answer that what we are going to get after this calculation. Okay, let's check it out. Here we are going to get 11. Um, you know very well that what the logic. This is the basic calculation. Means if we are going to do the addition of a 10.5 and 0.5, we are going to get 11.0. So, and this is our float data type. Now we are going to discuss about the next data type, um, which is our what string. So as I have told you, and we have also discussed about the string data type very clearly in the previous lecture, that what is string data type. So like here we are here there is some example, like a name is equals to Python, but we are putting the Python, you can say writing the Python inside the quotes. Okay, and then we are going to print the name. Name stores the data, say that the text data. Okay, let's check it out. Strings and start, like name is equals to Aman. Type name. So as we have discussed about the strings, we know very well that if I am going to uh, print the type of the name, that the variable name, we are going to get string. So see what I am telling, that here it is also written that it is a string. So, and one more thing, that here it is written that this name contains the text data. Like this, we know very well about the example of the jar and all. So this one is the variable which containing this one. So name is our variable which containing the Python value. Okay. Now, next thing we have to move forward, it is about the Boolean, which is a bool data type. And I have also told you that about the two mainly things which we are going to use in the Boolean data type is true or false. Okay. So now we have to check that we are going to perform the same thing in our Visual Studio Code. Also going to the new section of bool. Okay, is underscore student is equals to true print underscore is okay, sorry, is student print type of is student. Just press run. So what we are going to get? We are going to get a student is equals to true. Okay, we are creating a variable with the name of a student, and we are giving the value as true. And now what we are going to do, just we are printing the text data. So what the text data is stored in is student, it is our true. So that is also is going to be printed here, that is true. And the type of the data is bool, which is our boolean. So here it is written over the boolean. If we are also going to write the false, like I have written the false and then run. So again we are going to get the boolean data type because true, and the false is the only thing which we are going to study in the boolean data type. So what we have to cover in the next slide. So here it is about the summary and all, that the summary and what we have to do in the next lecture. So I'm just telling you the built-in data types, which is our integer, float, strings, booleans. They are the Python 4 types. It means that they are the mainly uses, you can say that the mainly things, yeah, mainly data types which we are going to use in the Python. And there are several data types, different data types, which we are also going to use in our further lectures. But mainly we are going to use integer, float, string, boolean. Let me, okay, I'm just going to show you some more examples related to integer, floats, strings, booleans. Okay, so like just a second. Examples, just tell me, okay? Just you have to tell me in the comment section that what it is. Okay, I'm going to take the variable, not the name. Okay, school. Okay, I'm going to take the variable as school, and I'm going to write the name of the school like Xavier's Convent. Okay, okay. You have to tell that what we are going to get if I'm going to print the type of the school. So let me check. And you can see here, as you can see here, that we are going to get string because why we are going to get the string here? Because we are uh, writing the name of the school inside the quotes. That's the reason. This our what? This is our string. A few more examples for our strings like you can see. I'll tell you a few more things in the next lecture, but just uh, see this one. I'm going to write rate and it's 6 7 like this. Print type rate, what we are going to get, just tell me in the comment section. String, again we are going to get the string. Here why I'm going to get the string, the reason is because we are writing the integer, you can say we are writing the whole number inside the quotes, and only because of the quotes that the integers, you can say that the whole number is also behaving as our string. So now new examples I am giving you. Okay, you have to answer it. um, I am going to write. Okay, is and okay. Same thing. Same condition. I'm going to tell you that just you have to answer it. Why? What we are going to get. Which type we are going to get. If I am going to use is raining is equals to true. Like here we are using variable is raining, and the value stored in this one is true. So just tell me the type of this is raining. You have to tell me in the. You have to tell me in the comment sections. Okay. Like again, so you can see here, like as I means as I have told you that we are going to get boolean if we are going to use true. Okay. More examples. One more example I'm giving you about okay, okay, type and grade. So you have to tell me in the comment section which means what the type we are going to get. So I'm going to run this code, and as I have told you that this one is our integer because this is the whole number, and each and every whole number we are going to consider it as our integers. Okay, now tell me about this one. Like, okay, this one is your homework. I'm giving you the homework. You have to tell me in the comment section that what we are going to get means which type our school code is. Like we are using school code as our variable, and value is our 563. So you have to tell me that what we are going to get. Okay. So this one is your homework. You have to tell me in the comment section. So which type of data is this? Now, thank you so much for watching my video. Stay tuned. Thank you. Hello everyone. Welcome back to our new lecture. In this lecture, we are going to know about the typecasting. So, as we know very well that type conversion means how we are going to perform the different calculations. It means in our further lectures, or you can say, or in our in this lecture, we are also going to do some calculations, some basic calculations. But for the calculation, we have to keep one thing in our mind that we are going to do the calculation only with the suitable, you can say, data types. Uh, we are not going to do the typecasting for each and every data type. So let's begin. Means what is our typecasting? So here it is written that typecasting means converting one data type into another. What it is telling that conversion of a data type. You can say conversion of a data type. We are converting a data type to another data type. So it is a fundamental concept in Python that allows a program to work with different kinds of data seamlessly. Like if we want to work with different types of data, so we just use the typecasting of the data. Like if we don't want any type of syntax error in our further coding journey, so we have to keep all these things in our mind that uh, whatever the calculation we are going to do, that should be compatible for the operation. Okay. Like here it is also written that typecasting matters for data compatibility, enabling operations between mixed types. Like we are doing so much operations with the mixed types in our further lectures. Before that, we have to know about the typecasting. By using the typecasting, we are going to get the flexibility in programming. Like, without it, many common tasks we are going to do, like processing user input, means how we are going to take the input from the users and performing the basic calculation, which is not going to be fair. So let's move forward. Like here is the some here we are going to discuss about the basic example of how we are going to convert integer to float. Like here it is written x is equals to 10, y is equals to float versus x. When we are going to print this y, the output we are going to get in the form of float y. Why we are going to get the output in the float? Here it is written the integer value 10 is converted to floating point value 10.0 using Python built-in float function. So don't worry, I am telling you that how it is converted into a float data type. Means that we have written x is equals to 10, which is our string. Okay, but what happens? We are going to means what happened? What's the process happen after the putting the word float before that x? We are going to get the float data type. So let's discuss that how it's happened and how we are going to convert integer to a float. So let's open our VS Code. I hope you are doing your homework and you are also doing the comments in the comment section. Let me create the new file. Name is typecasting.py. Don't forget to put the extensions. Okay, what it is written that x is equals to 10, as we know very well. Print for your convenience, I am going to print the type also. Print x, and as we know very well that we are going to get integer, and I hope you're also getting it, that why we are going to get the integer, because it is a whole number. That's why we are going to get it. What happened means what is happening on the PPT, that we are using float, word float before the x, and then we are printing y, and we are going to get 10.01. So just tell me that which type of data is this? Comment comment it down that which type of data is this y, and I hope you have commented that it is an integer. I hope you have commented, but it is not the integer, it is the float data type, and this is only happened because of the typecasting. Whatever we are studying about the typecasting, which is integer to float, so this is only happening only because of the typecasting, that how we are going to convert the integer to a float by using a simple word float before our variable. So let's move forward. So everyone, let's start our next topic, which is our typecasting. That how we are going to convert one data type to another. Like as we know very well that what is type conversion. Let's start with the type conversion. That what is type conversion? You can say typecasting. Typecasting means converting one data type into another one. It is a fundamental concept in Python that allows programs to work with the different kinds of data seamlessly. Like if you want to work with different types of data by doing the simple calculations, and you can say that using the different types of data without getting any type of syntax error on that time, you can see you are going to perform typecasting. Okay, so if you want to work with your data seamlessly without any type of compilation error, not the compilation error, means your syntax error. So on that time, you are going to do with typecasting. You are going to do your work with the typecasting. Here it is also written that typecasting matters for data compatibility. If you want to make your data compatible, and that your data can operate very easily and doing simple operations between two mixed types of data types, which helps to provide the flexibility to our program. Like if we are not able to know that what is typecasting or how we are going to do the type conversion, so we are going to get too many types of error in our programming journey. So let's start that next thing, that basic example that is about the integer to float. Here, here it is written a simple example that x is equals to 10 and y is equals to float of x. And what happens when we are going to print y? We are getting output which is 10.0. And why this is happening? Because we are doing the operation with, we are starting the operation with the integer, which is x is equals to 10. and we are we have just written that y is equals to float of x, and by printing the value of y, we are getting data type of y as float point value. Why this one is happening? Let's check it out. Let's find it out that why it's happening. With the help of the example, we have to open the VS Code. Okay, just a second. Uh, you have to create a new file by clicking on this new file option, and by using the extensions. Always keep this thing in your mind. Okay, what is written that x is equals to 10. For your convenience, I am also going to write, and I'm also going to print the type of the x, print ty type x. Okay, and what is also written that y is equals to float of x. Now we have to print type of y. So what you are thinking that what we are going to get? So as we have seen in our PPT, the type of y is float and type of x is going to be integer. Just check it out, press run, and yes, we are going to get the integer data type for x is equals to 10 and float data type for y. This is only happening because of this function, this float function, because we are using the float function for changing the integer data type into a float data type. And this process is known as our typecasting. Means whatever the type conversion we are doing is only because of these functions, the float functions. We can also perform one more task like z is equals to 9, wait, 9.0, and for your convenience, I am printing the type of the data here y. Again, I'm going to take a variable u, which is float of, no, not the float, integer of int of z, and print the type of z. So tell me, what is the answer? Just comment it down that what type of data we are going to get for z. Okay, you have to comment. Let's check it out. Okay, okay. Just a second. I have to comment this one and then run. I'm so sorry. I was sorry. Okay. So just tell me what we are getting. Here we know very well that z is equals to 9.0, and we are printing the type of z as means as we have decided that we are going to get float. So here I am means we are going to get float. But what happens here? I have used int data type, but still I am getting float. Why? Why this one is happening? Because I have written the wrong value. I have to write u, and let's check it out. Yeah. So by using the int data type, we have typecasted the float into the integer. You can see here, like in means also means you can say that z is equals to 9.0 in initials, but by using the typecasting this int function, by using this int function, we have just given the assigned the value to u, uh, u is equals to int of z. So what we are going to get the type of this data type, type of this u, we are going to get the integer. So we can also do the vice versa with our variables. So now let's move forward to our next slide. Okay, so now we have to study about the types of typecasting. There are many two types of typecasting. First one is implicit, second one is explicit. Roughly, if I am going to tell you that implicit is a typecasting in which Python automatically used to convert the data types as per the need. But when we are going to know about the explicit data type, or you can say typecasting, sorry, that is not a data type, it's a typecasting. So explicit data type, so sorry, explicit typecasting, on that time, programmers having the manually control that they can use the built-in functions to convert, or you can say do the conversions as of their needs. Okay, so let's check it out. What here it is written that Python automatically converts one data type to another without programmer intervention. This happens when Python promotes a smaller type to a larger type to avoid data loss. So here it is written for the precision, our Python used to convert these smaller ones into a larger one, and that is integer to float. Like if we are doing mixed operation, like we are doing the operation with integer as well as float, on that time our integer is typecasted into a float one. So this happens only because of the implicit typecasting. But when we are going to know about the explicit typecasting, what happens? In this case, programmers having the full, you can say, control on that time, and they are going to just use the built-in functions like integers, floats, strings, booleans, and by using that functions, they can typecast their variables. Sorry, yeah, you can say typecast their whatever the thing they have to typecast. Okay, like here you can say here it is also written that this gives full control over when and how convergence occurs, and is used when Python cannot or should not convert automatically. Okay, so in explicit typecasting, Python didn't have any type of control at that time. Only the user having the control to typecast the data type. Okay, let's move forward. Here it is written that implicit typecasting in Python. Here it's about there is something example about the implicit data type. Let's check it out. Just we have to perform this example on our VS Code. Okay, like we are going to start with typecasting, implicit typecasting, and I am going to take 10. Again, for the convenience, I'm going to print the type of the data. But now I am just a second. Let me check one thing. Okay. This is the example of the basic calculations. So d is equals to, I am going to take a float value which is 0, which is 10.0. And again, the same thing I'm going to do with the type of b. C is equals to a plus b. Print the value of c and print the type of c. So let's check it out. Just tell me, means I'm also giving you a simple homework. Just you have to tell me that what is the data type of A, what is the data type of A, B, and C. Okay, just tell me. Okay, let's run this one. So what we are going to get here, we are going to get for the A, we are going to means for the type of data type of A is our integer. Here it is written integer. Data type of B is float. Okay, float. And so the value of C is equals to A plus B, means the value we are going to get after doing the addition, we are going to get 20.0. And what we are going to get after doing the mixed type calculation, like we are doing the calculation between the mixed types. like A is our integer, B is our float. So what we are going to get? So by the calculation of integer and float, we are going to get a float because for the precision, as we have studied in our previous slide. Okay, so for the precision, they used to convert the smaller one into the larger one. That's why our integer is converted into a float and the precision remains same. So let's talk about the next slide. Explicit type casting. So this one tells us about the user, you can say the user controls. It's about the user control, that how the user wants to typecast their data type by using the inbuilt Python functions like int, float, string, and bool. The programmer is in full control of when and how the conversions happen. Means a programmer having full control that which type of conversion he or she want to do. Like here, here is some here some example is given also that x is equals to 100. But as you can see here, 100 is inside the quotes. So this is not our string, it's our string. Sorry, this is not our integer, it's our string. In the second line, it is also given that y is equals to int of x. Int of x. Int of x means we are going to typecasting the string into a integer. And as we can see here that we are getting int is equals to 100. So we have typecasted the x. Again, what we are going to do in third line, z is equals to float of x. Again, we typecasted the string type into the float one. And what we are going to get? We are going to get 100.0. So what here it is written, explicit casting gives you precision and clarity. When you are performing the explicit casting, you are going to get precision and clarity with your calculations. Use it whenever you need to ensure a specific data type or operations. You have to use this one when you want to do the operations for the specific data type or the comparisons. Okay, let's see the example of explicit data type. Explicit type casting. Uh, wait, one thing I have to do. Let just a second. I have to comment this one. Now let's start with our explicit type casting. Like in our example, it is written that a is equals to quotes of 100, means 100 inside the quotes. It's 1000 inside the quotes, and b is equals to float of a. Print type of b, and similarly print type of a, not the capital one, small one. Again, I am typecasting into string. No, not into the string, into the integer, and print type c. So with my opinion, we are going to get a. For a, we are going to get a string. For b, we are going to get a float, and for c, you have to tell in comment section. So as we can see here, for a, we are going to get string. As I have told you that we are getting the string. Second one, we are going to get float, and the third one, we are going to get string. So I hope you are answering in the comment sections. So let's move forward to our next topic, which is typecasting between data types. Like means we can do the typecasting between the data types like integers to float, to integers, integer float to a string, or string to integer float, string to boolean, boolean to string, boolean to integer, integer to boolean. So we can do all these type of typecasting. Okay. Int and float conversion examples. Here is the you can see that it is written that y is equals to float of 7. As you know very well, that 7 is our whole number, so it is our integer. But by using float function, by using this float function, we are getting float data type. Z is equals to int of 7.9, and again, what we are getting? We are getting a truncate value of z. Okay, what is truncate means? Truncate means it's about the rounding off. Means like if you're having a number like 8.2, and that time you are going to get 8 only. Okay, so usually it happens when we are going to typecast the float into an integer, and only because of this truncate we are going to lose the precision. Okay, the precision, whatever the precision we are having into the float, we are not going to get it in integers. Okay, let's see the examples why I'm telling that the precision is lost. Okay, so like written that float of 7 and b is equals to int of 8.2. Print a, print b. And as you can see here, what we are getting, like I have written float of 7, which is, we know very well that 7 is our whole number. We are getting that 7.0 because we have typecasted the integer into the float. But what happens when we are doing the same operation with the 8.2? We know very well that decimal number 8.2 is our float, and we are going to typecast the float into an integer, which means we are losing the precision. And what happens at the end? We are going to get 8. So that's why this is the process. This process is usually known as our truncates. In the process of truncates, we are going to lose the precision. So that's why whatever the thing which we want to do in the precision, we have to use the float one. So we had it also written that yeah, it is also means they are also discussing about a new function which is our round function. If you are need the means if you want to do the precision instead of truncation. Okay, let's move forward to the next slide. This slide tells us about string conversions examples. Like as you can see, string is about 1 to 3, and what you're going to get string inside the quotes. String 45.67. Again, you're going to get 45.67 inside the quotes. Integer. So you can see here that integer, and you have to typecast the string into the integer, which is not possible. Okay, we are going to see that why it is not possible. Float, again string to a float. This is also not possible. Let's check it out why it is not possible. Typecasting of string. Okay, str of 67 str date. And as you can see very well that uh, we have typecasted just a second. Yeah, means in numbers there's no need that to put quotes and all. Okay, that as you can see here, we have a typecasted string 674 into the string. Typecasted the other type of that integer, that 674, into the string, and and the C1 into the float one. I'll show you that by this one is our string print type A and print type C. Now print. As you can see very well that I have just truncated, means not the, I have just typecasted all this A and C into the string one. So this happens because of this one. But what happen if you're going to do the same thing but vice versa? Okay, let me just a second. I have to do one thing. We are going to like d is equals to int of double quotes 234 and print d, type of d. Okay, for our convenience, type of d, and run. What happened here? You can see very well that we are going to get integers also. Okay, now do the same process with the float one, and I think we are going to get float. Yeah, sure. We are going to get the float. Okay, now let's move forward. Now we have to talk about the Boolean conversion example. Here you can see very well that int true. We are going to, you know very well that a Boolean is going to work only on true and false. And for true, we are going to tell what for true we are going, means true is going to be assigned as our what one, and false is going to be assigned as of our zero. Right. Wait just a second. Okay, okay, don't worry. So as you can see very well that integer of true is equals to 1 and integer of false you can say 0. Bool of 0 is false and bool of 42 is true. Bool of you can say semicolon is false. But is the given all these types of examples. Let's check it out. Booleans can be cast to integer and vice versa. We can typecast the boolean into integer or integer into the booleans. Okay. True equals to 1 and false is equals to 0. For integers to bool, 0 is false, means when we are going to do the typecast between integers to bool, 0 is going to be false and any non-zero number is going to be true. For strings, any empty string is false, while any non-empty string, even false, evaluates to be true. So it's about the Boolean conversion. Let's check it out the example. Boolean, okay. Type strings. So what I am telling, like let's say a is equals to 1, not 1. A is equals to 0. We know very well that this one is our string, this one is our integer. But still, I am going to convert this one. B is equals to bool of A and print type of B. what we are going to get. So as you can see, as we have just means what we have done, we have just assigned this all these things, that A is our whole number, so we are going to get integer, and we have assigned B, but we have typecasted the A into the bool, so that's why we are going to get the boolean value. So now let's move forward. Now we have to know about the common use of cases for typecasting, that where you are going to use the typecasting. Let's check it out. Data input and validation, string, integer and floats. Calculation requires consistent types. Formatting outputs number to strings. Interfacing with APIs or database. Conditional checks with booleans. So usually we use these types of typecasting while doing the interfacing with APIs. Okay, as well as the database conditional checks with booleans. Okay, and for the consistent calculation, we also use these types of typecastings. Like when users enter data, it arrives as a string. Typecasting is a critical to safely convert the input into a usable numeric type. Like we know very well that if we don't want to lose the precision, we have to do what? We have to typecast the data. That's why most of the people usually, means not the most of the people, mostly we use explicit data type, means explicit typecasting, because it maintain the precision. So here is some example it is they given about why. Okay, it's here it is written that using try except prevent crashes when the input is invalid. Like user input is equals to input, enter a number. Okay, I'll tell you that how to take the user input first. Then we are going to discuss this one. If you want to take the user input, just you have to do input and this, and here you go. And you having a free will, just you have to type, like I want to type AMAN, enter. Like if you want to take user input for name, I want to take user input for name, I'm going to assign values string, input, quotes, name, and let's check it out. AMAN, okay, for this one I am going to value 7, and name is Aman. So as you can see very well that we are able to take the input from the users. So like this, you can take the users from the input. Now check it out what here it is written. User input is equals to this try. Number is equals to enter user input. Print you entered number. Except value error. What we are using here, try and except cases. Okay. To avoid the input that invalid scenarios. So we are using try and accept cases here. So what is potential error in typecasting? So value error, type error, overflow error, invalid conversion, runtime crash. These all are the types of potential error. Okay. Value error is about integer hello fails when the value cannot be converted. Like here you can see very well that it is a string. I will show you one thing. Are you able to convert this one? Means is it Python is able to convert hello into a integer? Wait, no, no. As you can see very well that we are assigning a string, means we are telling Python to typecast our string into a integer. But what we are going to get? We are going to get the error. So this is not possible. This is not possible to change the string into a integer. Okay, so here it and that's why here it is written that value error is happen when the value is not converted. Type error is what occurs when the wrong object type is used. Like that is considered as a syntax error. Like you have used the different types of means different types of braces instead of normal braces, and you can say you have used that semicolon. So like this, we can consider this one in our type error. Overflow error is about rare but possible in large numeric conversions. Like when we are converting the large values of the numbers, on that time overflow error happens. Always validate input before passing to all crashes. Okay. And next one is about what handling error gracefully. That how you're going to handle the error. Okay, so use try except blocks to catch value error and type error. Like if you are going to be means if you are usually stuck in value error and type error, on that time you have to try an except block, validate inputs before conversions. You have to validate the inputs before the conversions. Use is instance function to check types before casting. Okay, just check is an instance function to check the types of that our data. Like example, try x is equals to int val except value error, print invalid input. Always handle typecasting error safely. Best practices for typecasting, as you have to do that. I'm going to prefer you that go with the uh, what are the clarification between the explicit and the implicit, and always try to check it out the data types, and is it possible or not, whatever the things we are going to do in our further lectures, and that is totally related to our typecasting. And summary of our this lecture is about the typecasting, that how we are going to convert integer to float, float to integer, integer float to string, string float, and to integers. So there are so many things in our typecasting, different types of error we have learned. So I hope you have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you for watching.